This is the Lorax sit-down interviews here with Kamaru, and Nigerian Nightmare Usman. Kamaru, it is great to see you. How are you doing on this fine Monday afternoon? I'm pretty good, man. Feels good to be here for fight week. Get ready for this fight against Israel. Obviously it's going to be a tough fight, but I've been working very hard in the gym, training every single day. I'm ready to go out there and get this victory over Israel and really establish my potential, I guess you could say. Kamaru, you obviously said it face to face yesterday. You were very reluctant to take a fight with Israel Adesanya. Why was that? Israel's like a brother to me, you know. Like Israel is like he's a Nigerian brother. We come from the same blood. We have I guess maybe not similar stories, but we definitely both came from rock bottom, and the fact that we're both champions, dominating everyone in our path, it's truly it's amazing to watch two African champions go out there and do it. But again, in this sport, it's no friends. There are no friends in this game. And at the end of the day, I'm going to have to beat Israel Adesanya. I did not want to take this fight, but they said, Kamaru, if you want to remain active, this is the only fight that you have to take. You can take. You can't take any other fights. So I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I'll take the fight. And Israel accepted the fight, and now we're here, less than a week away, before me and Israel Adesanya, put our brotherhood and friendship to the side and battle it out in the ring to see who the better man is. And the better man will be me. Kamaru, what makes you confident you can beat Israel Adesanya? I think it's because my skills are just there. I walk people down. I beat guys down brutally. And Izzy doesn't do it the same I do. He picks people apart. Don't get me wrong, it's amazing, but I walk people down. I go into the face of the fire, and I beat everyone in my path by doing that. I walk motherfuckers down, and I combo them. I beat them up to bits and pieces. And that's what the fuck I be doing. That's how I dominate people. And I feel like the fact that, like, the way I do it compared to Izzy does it, like, Izzy just pitter patters. I go out there and fuck people up. I really do. So there's a different, like, ball game when it comes to, like, oh, how are you better than Izzy when it comes to skills? And I feel like I've established that by the way I've beaten people compared to the way Israel has beaten people. Israel Adesanya is obviously bigger than you. He's taller than you, has the more reach. He weighs more. Do you believe the fact that you have a lot of disadvantages going into this fight? You think it's going to discourage you or, like, deter you a bit? Not at all. Not at all. I've lived on these challenges. I embrace these difficult challenges. I want these kind of challenges. I don't like. I don't get me wrong. It feels great to dominate people left, right, and center. Fuck dudes up every time. But I need a challenge. I need difficult fights. Those are the fights you really grow. You really learn how to develop as a man, as a fighter, as a person. And I am going to go in there and prove it. You've seen me prove it a ton of times in the Covington fights. In my last fight at Dry Bones. I've proven it many different times that I can go through challenging fights. And I look forward to proving that once again come Saturday night once I win this fight. Kamaru, do you believe Israel Adesanya is going to be your hardest fight? Absolutely. He's most certainly going to be my hardest fight. Because Izzy, like the disadvantages you pointed out for me going into this fight, there is a lot. He has the range, he has the striking advantage, and it's the boxing match. But at the same time, I can fight dirty. I can fight the way I want a boxing match. And I feel like my style is going to be too strong, too much pressure, too much, like, force, I guess you could say, coming after him. And I just don't think he's going to be able to prepare for that kind of fight. And that's what's going to get me the dub overall, is just applying the pressure and breaking Israel Adesanya in that ring. So you believe Israel Adesanya is going to be harder than your fights like with Dry Bones and Colby Covington and Masvidal Burns and those matchups? Yes, man, absolutely. Don't get me wrong. You know, the Covington fights were definitely tough. The Gilbert Burns dropped me in the first round with a tough fight. The Dry Bones fight was definitely a challenge, but Israel is on another level to those guys. And I think Israel would beat every single name that you just named that I've beaten. And I think he would dominate them. But the thing with me, right, I just think that I've improved so much as a fighter that I am ready for this kind of challenge. And Saturday night, I'm going to go out there and prove it. So, get ready for a show. And fight night comes along, I'm going to go out there and dominate Israel Adesanya and finish him. Kamaru, another guy that has been calling out your name ever since you've beaten Dry Bones was Johnny. He came off a big win against against Enard. Would you consider fighting Johnny if you can get through Israel Adesanya? Absolutely. That's the next fight for me. You know, that kid talked shit about my name. He had a lot of shit to say. He went out on my daughter, which really crossed the line. So this fight's very personal for me. Very personal with me and Johnny. And he said some shit that he's going to have to get in here and back up like a man. And if he doesn't, he's a fucking coward. He is an absolute coward if he doesn't step in the fucking ring with me. And that's a bunch of truth. So I'm going to beat the shit out of Johnny after I'm done with Israel. But first, I have to focus on Israel. I'm not worried about Johnny. I can let him run his mouth on the sidelines, talk all of his bullshit that he has to say. Let him run his mouth. Let the little boy run his mouth at me. I don't give a fuck. He has my name in his mouth 24/7. I tell you, the shit up in that head. I live that much rent free. So let Johnny talk his shit because I'm absolutely going to fuck him up after I beat Israel Adesanya. So after the Izzy fight, Johnny's the next fight for you. Johnny is 1,000% next for me. You know, and I want that fight to happen soon after the Adesanya fight. I'm not trying to take much time off. I'm trying to go out there and beat dudes, you know, beat up people again. So I'm obviously just ready for this fight with Izzy. And then I'm going to fight Johnny, and I'm going to win those two fights. I'm going to keep moving forward. So Kamaru, you obviously had your fight with Dry Bones. Dry Bones just won his last fight by Cloud. What are your thoughts on Dry Bones getting back in the win column? Much respect to him, you know, man. He's tough. The kid is tough for sure. I was in the ring with him, so I obviously understand the stuff that Dry Bones can bring to the table as a difficult challenge for his opponents. But again, I shut him down because I am a Nigerian nightmare for a reason, and I did beat him. So I do respect Dry Bones for not being a clown and pussying out for when I stepped in. He actually accepted the fight and he fought well, but I'm a Nigerian nightmare. I'm always ready for a fight. I'm always ready for these opportunities. And come Saturday night with a full training camp, I'm going to go out there and dominate Israel Adesanya. All right, Kamaru, what's your final predictions? Round 8 knockout. Round 8 knockout. Yes, sir. I'm going to break him and I'm going to finish him. We're not making it 12 rounds. He's not surviving 12 rounds with me. It's just not going to happen. Well, Kamaru, good luck on your fight with Israel Adesanya. You seem ready. Kamaru Usman, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.